This video is like intended for those who had to leave people behind or still have to. That their inner guidance, their soul is calling them elsewhere. And I say people and especially children. These are my two firstborn, Samuel and Amy Ode. I chose that picture because it's the year of 2010 when I had to go. I don't want to make a long story out of it and ramble on. But in my other life, in one of my other lives, in this lifetime, I was a chef who did everything. And once upon a time, I bought my own restaurant in 2004. And I bought a money pit. I called it Au Bon Accueil, which loosely translated from French means good welcome. The reason I called it that is because my parents had a sugar bush. Yeah, we made maple syrup. And it was called Au Bon Accueil. And I wanted to create the same feeling. And I did. Again, long story short, I bought a money pit. And by 2008, it's not even that I was indebted over my head. It's just that I was done. That's it. One day I shut the door, I locked it, I put a big white, like those crafting things that you get for a kid, like if they're gonna make a project at school. Put a big white piece of paper and I wrote, closed, ... I didn't even remember how to write the word fermé in French. It was just done. And, for like 2 years, I did everything I could to stay where I was. And again, long story short, British Columbia was calling me. And so was pretty much the rest of Canada, from Quebec to Temiskaming, where I'm from, Temiskaming area, Lake Temiskaming. From that area, all the way to Tofino and Yuki. I did everything I could to resist leaving. And then go all the time to go work on, drills, mines, whatever, and do runs. It's not considered a big deal. Men do that. It's a really big deal when a mom says, I've tried to stay here for 2 years, but I need to go make my way somewhere else. I left with the full approval, not understanding, but approval. My ex-husband and I had an amazing after relationship. So much so that he came to my restaurant every single day, like more than twice a day sometimes. And people would be like, what the fuck? Like, how could you guys stand each other? And it was like, oh, well, we're better now than we were before. It's all for the kids. No pride, no ego. It's really easy to get along. And, like I said, although he didn't understand why I could do this, he understood enough to, like, basically, again, long story short, the agreement and the plan or the thing that we decided was it was folly for me to just take the kids and leave and go to British Columbia when they didn't speak full English and I had no clue what I was going to do. So I would go and, make a nest, create a life, and if they chose, because by then they were 10 and 8, if they chose to follow me within the next 4 to 6 months, they would. It was amicable. You can have that. The way through to have that is leaving all pride and ego on both sides. But if you do it on your side until the other person can't react to you, it works pretty smoothly. I know, I've done it twice. Anyways, I'm going on and on, but so I left for BC. It turned out to be a month of my wildest dreams, and then 7 months of 7 plus 3, but 7 months. No, 7 plus 5, a whole year. But anyways, blah, 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 of the typical, what we know as the empath narcissist relationship. Not going to say which one I was. That's up to you to think about or to not. Whatever. No judgment. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to talk about that. So really what basically happened was that type of relationship, you don't build friendships the same way that, you would if you left on your own and created your own quest and adventure and journey. And, not gonna lie, it was like a fucked up time. Within that time, I didn't manage to secure the nest. And traveled back and forth twice across Canada to journey home to see my kids and then to journey back. It was all about the land. I know that now. That's another story. Sometimes we have to do these things, whether they're for, the bestest thing or the worstest thing or whatever in the now that you have to live. You just have to do it. There's a lot of guilt and shame when you leave your kids. And I'm not going to go into the feminine mother part. I think men and the masculine have been ignored in their, wounds that they have, the things that they must do long enough that I'm equally balanced of it doesn't really matter if I was a woman. Men know this heart-wrenching feeling of having to leave. The difference between, what I lived and what people now will live is that you really are going to find your heart's desire and your mission path and your soul group and your soul family and build the communities. And that's a beautiful thing. And I fast forward to now where we as Lily Rose, myself, and my ex are living this again. But this time it's him that's going on his again, long story short, he's found the person he needs to be with, and he's going to be with her. So he's changing his life completely to do this. And that's the thing. It depends what type of relationship you choose to build. But me, I've been telling my ex, well, since like for a long time, go, just go. We'll figure out the rest. We're not in an era anymore of like that it's a big deal to call someone instantly. And, you can actually see people's faces now. That thing that back, in the days of old, that we would think that is it ever going to be possible? No, this is just like, in movies and in books, we do see each other's faces, and there's an intimacy that you can create with the World Wide Web. Don't we all know this? Isn't that why we're on YouTube? And I remember in May, he went to where he's going now to take care of his sick father who was dying. And I encouraged this, even if I knew that it would mean like months of no salary for him coming in. And that would mean it would affect me for what he gives us. And I remember, when he left and saw Lily Rose for the last time, and I said to him, you're going to find the woman that you love. It's time. You're going to find her there. And you're going to stay there, or you're going to come back and go back. It's happening. My wishes for other people come true really fast. That was May or October, and he'll be gone within 2 weeks, to a month and a half. I think that's pretty fucking cool. And the thing about children is if you actually speak honestly and openly to them all along, they're not shocked by anything. And the thing about children is they have their soul path and soul journeys too, so they know inside. And she's known all along this was going to happen as well. Again, like I've said in another video not very long ago, I forget how many days now, doesn't matter. Lily Rose and I do have a different bond. We do speak openly about a lot of things, just as she does with her father. They're probably not as whacked as me and Lily, and I don't mean whacked in a like bad sense, but we got our thing going on of openness, but so do they. And she's happy for him, and she knows that it doesn't mean never again, that it just means, okay, the stability of every 2 weekends is not there, but the adventure of us just like, boom, hey, let's go to New Brunswick. You go see your dad, I go see my cousin, is part of our thing that we have to look forward to. That's the thing, is that we've been so programmed to believe that love is forever, that if we marry someone, it's forever, till death do us part. Well, take those words, till death do us part, and translate them loosely or to what they actually mean. We evolve as souls and die a certain type of death and become another person how many times in one lifetime? Isn't that what the dark night of the soul is? And how many of those have you had? We rise from our ashes. We are not the same. So therefore, till death do us part, if you take it literally, well, yeah, the Michelle that actually married the father of her first 2 children, she doesn't exist anymore. When you let go of that attachment and the guilt and the shame of what people think, what society expects, what our bills are, and we can't afford to get separated, or we can't afford this, or we can't do that, and you take away all the limitations and really live from your higher self and your higher heart, and you encourage others to do so as well, it is so simple. And I get told, I have been told, and I'm still told that, like, you can't shit rainbows and butterflies every day. I guess it depends on how you perceive it, right? Just because it's like a shit ass fucking like moment doesn't mean it's a whole day. And just because the rainbows and butterflies are like, maybe not flying as high, they're still there. I don't know. We choose our reality, and we choose how we react to people. So if we don't engage in any conflict and confrontation, and if we forgive ourselves when we do, then it just flows. It really does. And truly, love is love, and it has nothing to do with being beside someone, no matter what.